You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would.
Welcome back to round number 17 of my F1 Championship Edition career mode. I really struggled to get that out, but we're going to continue regardless. Today we are at the Japanese Grand Prix. I think this will be the worst race of the season. We've had some bad ones. The season didn't start off great. Australia was horrific. Imola was a very dark time for me. But I genuinely think this is going to top it all. It's fucking raining. That is the worst possible start I could have possibly had. So we're going to come out early in qualifying. We're going to go off immediately in qualifying. We're going to spin the car immediately in qualifying. So far, every single thing is bad. So we managed to drag ourselves out of the gravel. We're going to try and navigate Sector 1, but as we know, Sector 1 in general is just a really difficult sector on this track. It's been a while since I've driven in the wet, and it's really showing. I am not confident at all. I've hit the white line on the exit at turn number 6, and we find the outside barrier of turn number 7. So we go out again after our car is fixed, and we're side by side with the Ferrari of Massa for some reason. Well, we made it further than last time. By the second, I was really losing motivation in this qualifying session. As you can tell by the time, I'm not going to get a lap in. Not that I'm able to make it to start a lap anyway, because for the third time I have found the barrier in qualifying. We're going to comfortably be last place. We don't deserve to even race this weekend. We haven't put a lap in. We don't do practice, so we technically haven't put any laps in. We have no right to be on this grid for the race. I did say it was going to be a bad one, but fuck me. At the end of qualifying is actually Kimi Räikkönen who finds pole position. Fernando Alonso will join him on the front row, and Ralf Schumacher will start P3, which is not good for us because we're battling Toyota in the Constructors. And by the looks of it, I'm not too confident Toro Rosso will be scoring points this race. But Massa's ahead of Michael Schumacher. Maybe this could be the turnaround he needs to salvage this championship. So here we are on the grid in record time, starting last for the first time in a long time. I don't think this is going to go well, but let's see how long I last. Lights out, and away we go for the Japanese Grand Prix. We get Ide immediately off the line. We're going to get our teammate off the line. We're going to get the second Super Aguri. We're going to get the two Midlands. We get past the Williams of Marko. We're going to be on the inside of the Red Bull of David Coulthard, and we've made it through turn number 1 and turn number 2. We've managed to keep it on the track for once. Are we going to make it further than we did in qualifying? We didn't even get a timed lap in qualifying. We couldn't even complete an outlap. The lack of confidence shows as Coulthard just drives straight past me. I can't keep it on the racing line. We're side by side with the Williams of Webber. There's been an incident up ahead. The Ferrari of Felipe Massa, wow, is going slowly. He's dropped down to 14th. It doesn't look like he's got damage, but he's dropped down for some reason. Maybe he got ran off track. The championship is not going well for Felipe Massa once again. But focusing on our own race, we have currently survived the opening sector. Currently sitting P16, which given how qualifying went, is absolutely outstanding. And for the first time this weekend, we are going to complete a lap. We've completed the opening lap, P16, but as you can tell, we are absolutely fucking miles behind David Coulthard already. Webber is hounding us for P16 and into turn number 1. My favourite line. We miss our braking point and we have taken a similar line as we did in qualifying, dropping all the way down to P21. Honestly, I think that was the safer option because I do feel like had I stayed ahead of that group of cars, one of them would have dive-bombed me and taken me out of the race regardless. Unfortunately though, it does mean we're now battling with Yuji Ide, which is, well, I don't think anyone deserves that, to be honest. It did feel like I was gaining some pace, not a lot. I was by no means quick, but I was able to stay with the cars I was battling. I think it's the first time I was genuinely on pace with the back markers, as I should be in this car really. We're going to get Montero on the exit at the final corner as we come on to lap number 3. I do fear turn number 1 once again. We're in the slipstream of Sato. We're not going to be making a move. because we're going to run wide once again for the third time this weekend. We go into the gravel. This time, we're not going to stay ahead of E-Day, and we're going to spin, hit the barrier, and somehow we don't pick up damage on the rear wing. Extremely lucky to still be in this race. Although you could argue that I'm still in this race given how far behind I am. We have shown a glimmer of pace, at least in comparison to the back markers. So it looks like the goal for this race is purely going to be beating, the Super Aguris, the Midlands, maybe Scott Speed. That's a big maybe. Coming through 130R for the fourth time, we're 5.5 seconds behind E-Day. It's a very miserable affair currently. We're trying to push to catch the Super Aguri. But it's just a track that it's just awful. It's genuinely really awful to drive. It's very depressing. We've gained a little bit of time on E-Day. That's nice, I guess. We're coming into turn number 1. Are we going to make the corner? We're just about going to make the corner. We've actually stayed online for once. We've gone offline through turn number 2. We've gone offline through turn number 3. And this time, we're not going to be lucky. We're going to find the barrier. And we're going to put an end, a very quick end, to a miserable affair in Japan. Deservedly so. I shouldn't even be on the grid, really. I was well out of my league, and that is a very quick end to a very depressing race. Kimi Raikkonen converts a pole position to a race win. For the second year running, he wins Japanese Grand Prix. Championship leader Michael Schumacher takes third, beating his teammate Felipe Massa as Massa retires, which means Michael Schumacher is an 8-time world champion, purely because Massa just couldn't drive for the second half of the season. I know that's kind of rich coming from me after what we've just seen, but I gotta judge Massa here. He's absolutely thrown us away. With one race remaining, despite that shocking race, I'm pretty confident in saying we have secured P9. I can't rule it out, but unless Jarno Trulli wins the Brazilian Grand Prix, we are taking P9 this season. And going into the final race, Toyota are just 2 points behind Toro Rosso, which obviously is not great. We're going to have to perform in Brazil. But obviously, I am not going to leave the video like that, because this past 7 minutes has been just pure depression. So we're going to swiftly move on, and we're going to do the final race. And God help me, it's got to go better than Japan. So here we go for the final race of the season, or should I say final qualifying session first. We need something. It doesn't have to be points necessarily. Points would be very helpful given the constructors' situation, but after Japan, I ideally just need to put a lap in. Any lap will do, and I need to finish the race. That is the bar. The bar is literally on the floor. That's all I need to do. Please don't fuck this up. That is not a good start. It's fine, it's Brazil. We probably just had a bit of carried over rage from Japan. You know, a bit of getting in my own head, but as you can see, coming up to the line now, at the final corner we come, we are going to set a lap in qualifying for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Hopefully it gets us through to Q2, I expect it to. It's a fairly easy track and we go P14, a 114.8. It's not at all comfortable, but by 4 attempts we are ahead of Nico Rosberg, who sits P16, and we have immediately fucked it into the wall. God, I hope that is enough. This is really not going well, but I think we're through to Q2. Thank fuck. I genuinely think it was just like I obviously filmed these races back to back, and it was either just a very bad day or I was really affected by what happened in Japan. But our first lap in Q2, not great. P13, it's not bad, but we do need a little more to get through to Q3. We don't hit the inside wall of turn number 3, so that's an improvement. We can continue on for a second lap. Near the end of our second lap, we've gone green in the first sector, and coming into the third sector, we've gone 7 tenths up on our time, so we actually might be turning this around. All we've got is a straight line, which doesn't benefit this car at all, but all you can do is put your foot down and pray you've done enough in the middle sector. Hugging the inside line, as we come up to the line, we currently sit P13 and we go up to P10. 2 tenths up in the third sector, 113.9, 6 tenths off Felipe Massa in pole position. We do have time for another lap if we wish. I go back to the garage, and for some reason I'm confident enough to end the session. We've got through to Q3, but that was definitely a bold choice given my current form. But we get through to Q3, and as you join me for my final lap in Q3, my final qualifying lap of the season, we've gone faster in Sector 1, we're slightly up in Sector 2, and up to the line we go. We currently sit P10, so we desperately need some form of an improvement. A horrendous cut across the pit line, but we stay P10, 2 tenths down on P9. By the look of it, that was the max I was getting out of this car. It's been a very underwhelming qualifying session despite getting into Q3. But it's much better than Japan, so that's all you can ask for, really. So here we are for the final time this season, potentially the final time in this car. On the grid, we sit P10. We've got the Hondas ahead of us, of course. Let's see if we survive. 5 lights, lights out, and away we go. We need to beat the Toyota today. We cannot let them get points. We get off the line, we get ahead of the Toyota, ahead of both Hondas, ahead of one Honda, we're ahead of Button. We're going to hug the inside of turn number 2. We're scared of the Honda, understandably so. Will they take me out one last time? Will they stop Toro Rosso from getting P5 in the Constructors? Well, it looks like Button has fallen back. That's one problem I don't have to worry about. Heinfeld goes on the inside of turn number 4, and I don't like that, so I immediately rear-end him. Pick up a little bit of damage, but nothing that will affect us. We've got up into P8 after a questionable defensive move. But so far this race, we have done everything. We've fucked it. We're out.
It's a retirement and a very unsatisfactory end to his race. You got yourself involved in that.
Well, shit. Well, that was a very disappointing final race. It was a very disappointing final 2 races. Raikkonen's going to win for the 2nd race in a row. Massa finally turns his form around and gets a podium at his home race, but he's blown the championship already. But crucially, Toyota have not scored a point, which means we have held on to P5 in the Constructors, despite our dramatic drop-off in form. But whichever way you look at it, that is an absolutely catastrophic final 2 races of the season. At least we got the Toro Rosso offer when we did. So let's take a look at how the standings look at the end of the season. Michael Schumacher takes an 8th championship on 118 points. Felipe Massa in P2, bottling the championship quite comfortably. Alonso in P3 and somehow Montoya in P4, although I stand by the fact I have not seen him once this season. We're going to end the season P9 on 26 points, comfortably ahead of Trulli in the end, and even more comfortably ahead of both Red Bull drivers. Just remember that when you're deciding if you should promote me, Helmut Marko. Don't think about the final 2 races, just think about, just look at the standings, don't look at the races. Ferrari end the season on 214 points as world champions, but Toro Rosso hold on to P5 and beat out Toyota and the senior team of Red Bull. But now we're left with, where do I drive next? Do I stay with Toro Rosso after my final 2 races?
No.
Do I get promoted to the senior team? Do I go to Red Bull?
No.
Do I jump ship and go to Ferrari because I've won a race this season? Would I really be welcome at Honda? Is Super Aguri too good for me? Well, I was going to make you guys wait for the season opener of Season 2. However, given how this video and the last 2 races have gone, I feel like it's only fair that I give you some level of substance to end out this season and video. So get your final predictions in now, but the team I'll be driving for Season 2 of F1 Championship Edition is... I fucking hate this stuff. This was such a bad idea. I need a monster.